AJ knows Keitel, which is impressive. Like, I thought that was fiction, but you showed pictures and it was all real. You know Harvey Keitel.
I
That's
wanted to bring
real.
him on the show.
And there are other people that corroborated your story who had seen Keitel and you interact. So
you see,
real.
he's distracting us with the lie instead of talking about the actual. But if
AJ
you want,
don't lie.
like, if you want to talk about the Irishman and Keitel,
Yeah, how was it? Did you watch it?
well, you could tell Harvey, like, I was a little disappointed. Like,
What?
did he even have one single line? Like, he
Yeah,
was
he did.
very. He seemed very dangerous while he was drinking his wine and all that. Like,
Yeah, you know what? I'll agree with you on there, Freddie. I'll be honest.
No
I thought-
dialogue.
You know what? I thought like his character
3
needed
hour and a
more
half,
depth.
and he can't like.
Listen, he's playing Meyer Lansky, which was like the brains of like Vegas.
Is that who he played?
Yeah, he's playing Meyer Lansky.
That wasn't clear to me in the movie.
Well,
I
the
wasn't
thing-
sure either.
Well, listen, he's the guy that would have had to give the okay for Hoffa to disappear. He was the guy that says yes.
That's an
or
AJ
no.
fact, or
That's an AJ fact. Muscle Marcos knows exactly what I'm talking about. Muscles, you're listening. I know you're listening. Just say AJ's right on that. So, anyways, regardless, the movie was awesome. That was a great movie.
It was pretty
Very
good.
long. It took me 2 weeks to watch it, but
Yeah.
it was awesome.
It took me a couple of days to get through it. It was all right.
It was awesome.
Your
Freddie,
boy
you agree?
Harvey did well, but why are we talking about the Irishman? This is an MMA show. A, B,
Irish MMA.
You're just distracting us again for why you weren't on the show. Fred, we're not going to get the real answer. AJ has this whole big plot. It involves Amazon. It's ridiculous. I don't know why you're doing this, AJ. I don't know why you can't just tell the truth on the show.
Amazon.
But AJ
Prime.
is
Freddie
refusing
knows.
to tell the truth of something that happened in the past couple of weeks. He doesn't want to actually reveal the details. Will you ever reveal the truth of what's going on?
Once that Amazon box comes here, you'll know.
And then what? You're going to just
It should be delivered around Christmas. Just in time for our Christmas party.
So ridiculous.
Freddie, you know what I'm talking about?
He doesn't. No one knows what
Freddie
you're talking
knows.
about.
He has Amazon Prime.
So, according to Wikipedia, Harvey Keitel plays the character of Angelo Bruno.
Yeah.
Angelo
Okay.
Bruno. I thought
Yeah.
it was Meyer Lansky.
Oh my God!
Is that what he told you he was playing?
I don't remember, to be honest. Hollywood gets
I don't
really
think
wild.
like that's it. I don't remember Meyer Lansky being that character. Anyways, I thought the
maybe
movie.
Meyer Lansky was already long gone, and like that was like way back.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Regardless, the movie was good.
It was fine.
Better than Goodfellas.
A little bit long.
No way.
Like, I just want to say one thing though. Like Robert De Niro playing the tough guy fighting. Like, come on, he's a little too old for that.
What?
Yeah, when he was throwing some of those stomps and kicks at a guy, it looked terrible, man. De Niro does not look like. He didn't look like a tough guy to be intimidated by, because you saw him stomp a guy.
And
at
actually,
one point, it looked awful.
And actually, I had another thought. You see, like, I got Junior Soprano. Like, you tell me Junior Soprano faces whatever character Robert De Niro was fighting, I'm picking Junior Soprano.
Oh, I'm going with Corrado all day.
Like, Junior Soprano kills Robert De Niro.
What about Al
course,
Pacino
no
when he was
Corrado, Junior Soprano.
Corrado.
That's the man right
What
there.
about Al Pacino? I thought like his fighting scenes. What did you think of that?
No. He had fighting scenes?
Well, he had sort of a fighting scene.
What are you talking about?
He fought in prison, but he
It
didn't
took
look
me
too
like
good.
a scene or two to realize.
He got
that,
beat up,
That's
didn't he?
Pacino.
That was just Pacino getting punched in the face in prison by the guy who played, the other guy in Boardwalk Empire. You know what I'm talking about? He played Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah,
He was in that movie.
Well, there was
The
quite a few
Irishman.
characters from everywhere.
He's like
including
British
the
or something.
Sopranos, Goodfellas. It was great.
Look, overall, it was good. I'll give it some props.
I saw Eugene Pontecorvo from The Sopranos in that movie.
Oh, he talked about Sopranos.
And Artie Bucco's wife, Charmaine Bucco, was the wife of Joe Pesci in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just
I
quickly,
like the Sopranos people showing up.
my brother was in New York last weekend, and he was at a Sopranos conference.
What? He went to Sopranos Con?
He went to the Sopranos conference. He went in at the last minute. I forgot who he met from the Sopranos, but he has a picture. I'll send it to you so you'll know
That's
who it
awesome.
is. But it was
I wanted
awesome.
to go to that.
It was.
I'm a big fan of the Sopranos.
Man, I'll show you the pics. It was amazing. They got to come to Montreal.
I've seen
Big Soprano fans here.
I've seen the Sopranos so many times. Anyways, let's get to the MMA. This is all pure nonsense, AJ.
What are you talking about? It's all
No,
part
it's
of
not
MMA.
nonsense. It's better than what's happening in MMA.
That's true. There's nothing going on in MMA. The Irishman is really more important, right?
You're talking Conor?
You're right, Fred.
Are you talking Conor, the Irishman?
Oh yeah,
Lots of talk on Conor.
So that happened since you were gone, right? Conor's gonna fight January 18th against Donald Cerrone.
I told you he was coming back.
Let me ask you guys a question that was posed to me this week.
Tell me.
By a buddy of mine, Marco. Shout out to Marco.
Shout out.
He asked me, what do you think is going to sell more on pay-per-view? Conor and Cerrone or Tony and Khabib?
That's a good one.
That's
a really good one.
Tony and Khabib is the fight, but Conor and Cerrone is the Conor show. What do you guys think is going to sell more pay-per-views if you had to bet?
Conor, without a doubt.
I would say that too.
Yeah. But again, Khabib is the best fighter in the world right now.
Sure, but you may beat Conor, but you're still not a bigger draw than Conor. When Conor says he's the A side, it's true. And if Floyd Mayweather, to further that point, if he's looking to fight an MMA fighter, Conor McGregor's got to be the guy, right? I think if Conor beats Cerrone, Floyd, he's looking to come back, he's looking to box somebody, and he's looking to box an MMA fighter. Dana White told Jim Rome, I think today, that he is in talks with Floyd and they're going to do something.
In MMA?
No. Like in boxing.
In boxing, yeah.
Some sort of co-promotion because Floyd wants to fight a big UFC star. But if we're sitting here and we're all saying, well, Conor's fight, even though he's not the best anymore, he's not looked at as the champion, his fight against Cerrone, that's really just a Conor fight, will probably sell more pay-per-views than Khabib versus Tony Ferguson, which really is to determine who the number one guy is at 155 pounds. Well, if Floyd Mayweather's looking at that and thinking the same thing, you got to figure that he would take a Conor McGregor fight, a rematch, over Khabib or George Masvidal or whoever's coming out there trying to angle for that fight with Mayweather. Because as big as those names are, and as well as they have done in the UFC, there's only one Conor McGregor.
There's only one Conor McGregor. I'll go another step, though. I think out of all the names you mentioned, there's only two options. It's Conor McGregor or Masvidal. As far as Khabib or Tony Ferguson, I don't believe they have the crossover stardom to bring up a big marquee boxing fight that Floyd would want. So if Floyd is serious about having another boxing fight, which I could see him wanting because to me it's an easy payday for him in his own sport, yeah, Conor makes a lot of sense.
Finally, you guys admit it.
And the second, finally, it makes sense financially. It doesn't mean I want to see it.
What kills
Correct.
Me?
Different.
Guys, man, I swear to God, it's a good thing we're on YouTube TV because I want to jump you both. Because the thing is that I've been saying, for over a year.
Let's see. 2-on-1. We'll take you down.
Listen, I've been saying it for over a year. You guys have been making fun of me. You've been get off the McGregor-Mayweather talk. You're driving us crazy. And here we are.
You are.
In December, and we're talking Mayweather possibly fighting McGregor again. And I've been saying it from the longest time. It's going to happen. And if that would be the fight for Mayweather to have.
That's different.
They're going to make another $1 billion again. And you know what? Everyone's happy. And Conor is going to have pay fights. He needs to beat Cerrone. Is he still a star if he beats Cerrone? Yes. Is he going to be the greatest fighter on the planet? No. And that's the problem. So there's a lot of weight on Conor to beat Cerrone. If he beats Cerrone, it's either going to be Khabib or Mayweather, and that's the fight that's going to happen in 2020.
And Dana White did tell Jim Rome that Conor is determined to fight Khabib as soon as possible, and I don't think Dana is against that idea because he knows it'll make him money. And I think that if Conor beats Donald Cerrone on January 18th, he's going to have a lot of options that will include a rematch with two of his biggest rivals. I mean, he could have a rematch with Nate Diaz, too, if he really wanted it, right? He could do the Diaz fight if he wanted to at that point. He could do Floyd Mayweather possibly in a boxing rematch and make a ton of money. And he could also try and get some revenge on Khabib and fight him. Again, I don't think it's going to come to that with Khabib because I don't think Khabib is beating Tony Ferguson. And I've said that before, and I'm saying it again, and I'm going to continue to say it on this show.
Wow.
I don't think Khabib's going to beat Tony Ferguson. I think Tony has too many tools in his toolbox, and Khabib is going to struggle. He's going to get hurt, and Tony Ferguson's going to beat him.
Freddie, what do you think?
Well, I don't want to definitely pick somebody right now. I think it's an excellent fight.
El Cucuy.
But I do see a way for Tony Ferguson to win that fight. Now, as far as our discussion about Conor McGregor, I love how you made it about yourself being right.
Hey man, I've been going for a year on
No. The discussion was never.
I got beaten down like a dog.
The discussion was never about this fight.
Don't do that to dogs.
This fight being made, like we all agreed, there was a lot of money, and this fight would probably get made at some point. The argument that we were having is that you claim that Conor has a shot, and I think it's a waste of time where Floyd is. Well, it's not a waste of time because Conor's going to make
it is kind of a waste of time.
Well, Conor's going to make a boatload of money, so making a boatload of money is never a waste of time. Making the amount of money that he's going to make is never a waste of time. But as far as like a spectacle, I don't need to see it again. Floyd is going to school him again.
What do you mean school? He wasn't really schooled.
We know that it will make money, but there is far less belief amongst the general public and amongst people that saw the first fight especially that believe that Conor McGregor could beat Floyd Mayweather this time around. And I think that there will be less interest, but the interest was so strong last time that it'll still be big. And, I say there'll be less interest, but who knows, man? People love stuff.
No.
AJ loves this kind of thing. And I'm sure there are a lot of people like AJ.
ESPN's in bed with the UFC.
Exactly.
They'll promote it
like crazy, but you and I will know what's really going on.
Mr. Cotter, I got a question.
We'll go into it knowing what's up.
I got a question. First of all, you know what the problem is? Is that MMA fans are so hard on that boxing fight. Well, I was talking to like Jacques Lemaire, who was a former pro boxer, had a great career here in Quebec. One of the toughest guys around.
Isn't he a hockey player?
Yeah, he's the same guy, Jacques Lemaire, the hockey player, Jacques Lemaire, the boxer.
Two different guys?
Two different guys. Okay. Jacques Lemaire, the boxer. He said it. He goes, you know what? Looking at the Mayweather fight and the McGregor fight, he thought that McGregor did awesome. He says the guy went 10 rounds as his first professional fight against the best boxer in the world. And professional boxers gave a lot more credit to McGregor than MMA fans did. And that's where I'm shocked. That's why it doesn't surprise me that a second fight will come out of this. It's going to happen at some point. Will McGregor be able to beat Mayweather? You'll have better, he'll have a better insight on how the fight might go. But he still has a boxer's chance. And I was going to say is the or part with McGregor, if he doesn't fight any of those guys, his or is going to be Masvidal for the BMF title. That's the only other thing I can see Conor doing.
That's the one I want to see.
And that could happen.
I hope he beats Donald Cerrone. And look, I was debating if I should say this on the air or not, and I just want to stay flat out. I'm not saying no conspiracy theory, but I'm just saying if Dana White had to have somebody face Conor that, he wanted him to lose, Cowboy Cerrone's a great pick for that.
He's a great main event jobber.
Yeah, exactly. So
no disrespect.
Exactly.
It sounds pretty bad. But he's a very good fighter, but he gets put in position sometimes and he loses big fights.
So I hope this is the fight that remakes Conor McGregor. I love the Conor McGregor show. I want Conor McGregor to be a star again. So if he could knock out
I'd kind of like to see Cerrone knock out McGregor.
Oh, no.
I think it would be nice.
No, Cerrone's never going to be as fun as Conor McGregor is.
I know, but Cerrone's not expected to win. It would be nice for Cerrone.
Yeah, but let's not forget
it's Conor,
Cerrone, right?
Being a star, whatever, it's good for the sport, but
no, because I want to see after that.
I think Conor's going to win.
I think Conor McGregor versus Jorge Masvidal would sell crazy. Right now, Jorge's a huge star. He's waiting for a big fight. And Conor McGregor would make a lot of sense for him.
It's a pretty big fight.
Look, Cowboy is no chump change. We've seen this guy fight. We've seen him fight live. Cowboy is awesome. He's had more fights in 3 years than most guys have had in their careers.
Who are you picking in the fight?
Look, it's going to be a tough fight for Conor. There's no doubt about it.
Here's my crazy Cowboy stat. So everybody goes crazy over Conor McGregor losing to Khabib, he lost to a champion, lost to a great guy. So
undefeated.
Exactly. So before that, if you go to that previous fight to that where he defeated Eddie Alvarez, from that time on to today, Donald Cerrone has 6 losses to his record.
Right.
So in a time frame where everybody's going like, oh, Conor, like I'm one of them. I go, Conor, he's not important no more. He's not like legit top guy. He only has one loss, so maybe I'm a little bit too harsh on Conor.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he has one loss, but his last win was in 2016 against Eddie Alvarez.
Like, he basically needs
Was it 2016 or even 2015? Like,
No, it was
2016, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was so long ago that Conor fought and won that people kind of forget.
But
with the Diaz fight too, don't forget that. Let's not forget.
But that's a long time ago.
Yeah, but you know
that's
what?
so long.
That's a long time ago. Those fights happened a long time ago. People forget. People remember your last fight, and Conor's last fight was a devastating loss to Khabib, where he's totally outclassed in the match. Now, going up against Donald Cerrone, I think across the table here, we're all picking Conor to win, probably by knockout, probably in the first couple of rounds, right?
Look, he's got a pistol of a left. It's going to be interesting.
This is a good matchup for Conor.
It's a good matchup for Conor.
The next matchup for Conor won't be so good. If he chooses to fight Khabib, not such a great matchup. If he chooses to box Mayweather, we've seen that's not such a great matchup. Again, I don't think he's going to get the chance to fight Khabib, but anything could happen. Ferguson could lose, but I don't think that's going to happen. And then the Masvidal fight, like, that's a dangerous fight too. That's a super dangerous fight, but it might be the most winnable.
But it's about money,
It
though.
might be the most winnable, bankable fight available for Conor. Like, Conor doesn't want to fight Tony Ferguson or Khabib because it's tough.
You see, I disagree.
But I
Because
think
Conor always
could
takes
beat-
the tough.
I think Conor could beat Masvidal. Well, I'm sure Conor wants to fight Khabib.
Whoever's tough is not in the equation for Conor. It's never been. He always takes tough fights, but he takes the fight that brings him the most money.
Yeah.
And that's the question: is who could bring him the most money after?
Well, Mayweather.
Or a rematch with Khabib.
No.
There's no doubt
Or
about it.
Masvidal?
No.
Well, yeah.
The Khabib fight is going to bring.
Mayweather. Are you kidding me?
Mayweather's
Mayweather for
probably
sure.
number one, and after that, it's Masvidal or Khabib.
I'd say Masvidal and then Khabib.
You see, Nate Diaz went down on that list. That shows you how Conor McGregor is the A player.
I think Nate could still come back and be like, I don't know how much appetite there is for Conor versus Khabib too. I know there was a lot of hype there, but the way the fight went,
There's still
it
a
was
lot of hype.
so
Come on, Dave.
one-sided.
It's not one-sided. Overall, when you look at the fight,
That fight wasn't one-sided?
it was one-sided in some aspect, but people keep forgetting that Khabib took Conor down, but Conor defended the takedowns pretty well. When he was on his back, he fought it off pretty well. It ended in like a choke, but the problem is that Conor did better than most people expected. And you know what? He didn't really.
He did about as
He did as well as he could. I mean,
I think I picked Conor for that fight.
Yeah.
I wanted him to win.
People thought Conor was going to knock out Khabib.
Like I say, I love the Conor show, man.
look, if you were looking
yeah.
at the Ali Aquenta fight with Khabib, you realize there that his stand-up wasn't that great. I'll really peppered Khabib.
I like how you call him Ali Aquenta.
Ali Aquenta. And the thing
Ali
is
Aquenta.
listen, regardless, Al fought well. He
Ali fought well.
Ali fought well. The Muhammad Ali was the best of the best. No,
No,
hands
Ali
down.
Aquenta.
Ali Aquenta
Anyways.
was awesome. But anyways, what it comes down to is this. If they have a second fight,
What does it come down to?
is that the Khabib McGregor 2 will happen at some point, and it's going to be a closer fight than the first one. I can't tell you who's going to win. If Khabib is able to beat Ferguson, which I think he will, regardless of what you think, Dave, everybody's going to
You
want
want to bet another dozen bagels?
Oh, man, I got to bring those bagels.
Well,
Yeah, which you owe me from I can't even remember, the Nate Diaz, George Masvidal fight night.
Yeah, so I'll bring
when
him next
Corey
week.
Anderson beat your boy Johnny Walker.
Okay, ideal world, man.
That was a lost night, the night of the Johnny Walker. I mean, for one guy, it was a very lost night.
in the ideal world.
Rosy face.
Habib
Rosy
is
face. Banned.
in an
just saying,
ideal world.
something doesn't
Habib
seem
wins
right
the
here.
fight and then faces GSP. I just want to put that out. That's what I think all of us would prefer. Habib winning, and then he faces GSP. You might
Yes.
say, you think Tony Ferguson wins, and look, that's your professional opinion.
Yeah.
But as a
that's
fan,
just my opinion. As a fan, I would like to see Khabib win so then he could fight George.
and,
Listen,
and in
'cause-
the meantime,
because-
Conor could do whatever he wants, whether it's boxing, whether it's
As we've said on this show before, I mean, our main objective is to lure George St-Pierre out of retirement. We just want to see GSP fight. That's That's the only thing any of us really want to see on this show, right? Is there any fighter you would prefer watch than George St-Pierre?
Absolutely not.
Not for me. The only guy I want to watch in the UFC is GSP. So
I sent you a link, Dave.
If Khabib is the guy that will bring GSP out of retirement, then so be it. Khabib must win at all costs. Even though I don't. But the thing is, I don't think he will.
Listen,
I don't think he will beat Tony Ferguson, even though I would love to see George be the one to beat Khabib. Because I also think George would beat Khabib.
Look, that'll be an awesome fight. But I did send you guys a link this week from our buddy PJ. And Faraz was talking about like George's conditioning right now. He is so jacked. He is so ready. He's ready to do 5 rounds. Why would a guy train so much to be able to do 5 rounds if he's retired? The reason is this. Just like all the rest of the fighters, they keep coming back. And George will be back. Dave proved it on his
George,
interview.
he's all prepared.
But why would you train that much?
He's prepared, and he's got no fight. AJ, I think you should go and see George and let him kind of work on you for 5 rounds.
Why don't we just go do an interview? Like, you know what? Let's go to the Montreal Wrestling Club and do an interview there.
All right.
Come on, man.
All right.
Let's do it and find out. And ask
do
George straight up. George, I got 2 questions to ask you. One I can do and one I can't really do on air. Hashtag.
How about we ask you
Why?
the same...
Do you need any advice on anything?
Yeah. Should we
Wrestling or life?
Should we ask you the same types of questions,
man.
AJ?
Fred got me. That was a good one, Fred. That was a good one.
Talking about...
No one knows what we're talking about.
No. A lot of nonsense,
George
AJ.
probably does, but...
What? Okay. So, I would love to see GSP come back to the UFC. Hopefully, Khabib brings him back, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. I like T. Ferg. When we come back from our little commercial break here that we have to take for the radio side of this program, we will preview the UFC Washington DC card, Overeem versus Rozenstruik. And we will quiz AJ on a little geography as well.
Again?
Well, we're going to try and figure out where Rozenstruik is from and what it all means, AJ. Don't Google it during the break.
I know something that he said today at the media day.
All right. Well, AJ is very prepared for this UFC Washington DC preview. And we will also get to a preview of the fight that I really want to see this weekend. Forget Overeem, guys. It's time to watch Combate Americas this weekend, because it will be the great Tito Ortiz facing Alberto Del Rio.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
As the great Ricardo Rodriguez would say, back when Del Rio wrestled in the WWE, because it's a WWE guy fighting Tito Ortiz in a real fight this weekend, and we're going to preview that when we come back. Stay with us. It's Ringside Report. Del Rio, baby.
Hey, listen, you know who's the announcer? I was going to say it, but I know you were going to cut me off. But the thing is, do you know who the announcer is at the fight?
Ricardo Rodriguez?
No. Guess who? Masvidal. Masvidal is going to be one of the ringside announcers.
Let's commentators. The announcer
commentators, same
is the
thing.
guy who does the thing.
Yeah, the Joe Rogan stuff?
No,
Not the same thing.
The announcer is Bruce Buffer.
Oh, yeah. Bruce Buffer.
He's the ring announcer. The commentators, that's Joe Rogan.
So
George Masvidal is going to be like the Joe Rogan of that broadcast.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Well, I think he's right, because since
Freddie, I'm back.
No, but wait, because since Dave corrected you, it's quite the correct etiquette to say thank you. So it was his job to say thank you.
Thank you, Freddie.
I'm thanking him back out of courtesy.
Freddie's backed me up for at least the last 3 months. Freddie, thank you, Freddie. Continua.
9 months?
What?
Huh?
Say
9
what?
months?
It's 9 months of what?
What are we talking about?
Rogan.
AJ, I can't believe you're not revealing your secrets on
Quiet.
this show. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. How you feeling? Tired?
I'm feeling a little hairy. Did
Yeah.
anyone notice my sporting my beard? Me and Freddie look like twins here.
Okay, AJ.
What's happened? What's happened for
Okay.
the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know. You tell us what's happening in the last 2 weeks. I'll tell you what
Hey,
we're
listen.
doing. I'll tell you what's happening in the
Are we
last 2
doing-
weeks. You know what we're doing?
What?
Commercials. We got commercials. This is our
I
commercial
know,
break.
I saw it. It's great.
All right.
I saw the commercials.
So-
we have, what's that thing that you sent, that link that you wanted me to join?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stripes. What's it called?
Stitcher.
Stitcher. I was close enough.
Stitcher. Here at the Ringside Report Network, we have been making podcasts for a long time, right? And you can get them on Stitcher, right?
Really good. You get a month free, apparently.
So Stitcher is offering you, the Ringside Report universe, as part of the sponsorship of our show, a special offer on the premium version of Stitcher. So besides all of our podcasts that are already there, you can listen to over 100,000 podcasts on Stitcher. They're available on iPhone, Android, tablet, PC, Amazon Echo, everything in your car, on demand, ad-free with Stitcher Premium. They've got Joe Rogan.
What?
They've
Rogan?
got Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. They've got the Mark Maron podcast. They've got MMA fighting. They've got the Ringside Report universe of shows.
Matt Serra, too?
You also get access, I think so, Matt Serra. You get access to Stitcher Originals, bonus episodes, comedy albums, and more.
Wow.
It's only $4.99 a month or $34.99 a year.
It's nothing.
And what you do is you go to
like a parking ticket.
You go to Stitcher.com/premium to sign up today. So Stitcher.com/premium. And when you do, use the special promo code Ringside for 1 month free.
Awesome.
And
It's
then
a great deal.
And that lets Stitcher know that we sent you and everything works out. So you go to Stitcher.com/premium, use the promo code Ringside for a free month of Stitcher.
Freddie's already joining
when you
right
sign
now.
up. Fred's doing it right now on his phone.
Right now. First of all, Dave, why don't you have something on like swirling or something that shows Stitcher and whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Tell you what. How about this, AJ?
You got something?
Tell you what. We have another commercial that we have to do here, another ad for the show, another sponsor, a new sponsor that we'd like to welcome to the program.
Amazon.
It is IP Vanish.
Who?
IP Vanish.
Where do they vanish?
So my family and friends have been more serious about security on the internet. Something you need to learn about here, AJ, so pay attention.
Well, I get a lot of calls from Sri Lanka.
So listen up. Listen up, AJ.
You name it. Some parts of Africa.
So what they have done is they've chosen a solution based on the recommendation of the tech gurus that manage the Ringside Report network, and that is IP Vanish. So did you know that not all the private browsing hide your browser activity you're not actually hitting? So when you're using your private browser, you're not always hidden.
What?
You can only be hidden and secure with a secure VPN like IP Vanish. You will keep your internet activity secure, especially if you use your phone or computer on public Wi-Fi hotspots, such as your local coffee shop or shopping center or wherever you are, AJ. You're out there, you're using your phone, and you're using the Wi-Fi. You need IP Vanish. Encryption adds another step in your connection process. Many VPNs slow you down, but IP Vanish will consistently test as one of the fastest VPNs in the industry, so you'll never have to worry about lag or latency.
Why'd you tell me this earlier, man?
Well, AJ's signing up to IP Vanish right now. A great benefit for listeners and viewers of the Ringside Report network and universe. They're streaming live sports. When you establish a connection to an IP Vanish server, it will mask your IP address. It's as though you're using the internet from your server's location. Fred knows all about this, right?
I have no idea what you
Fred
just said.
Fred understands what I'm talking about.
Well, if I was
what the heck was that?
Oh my
IP
God.
Vanish.
Don't let your location stop you from watching the game. Use the Vest VPN for your streaming to watch sports from anywhere in the world. You can use IP Vanish to stream UFC events, including Fight Pass or WWE on the network on multiple devices, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay? One password, multiple devices for your accounts.
For sure, Dave.
IP Vanish subscription includes 10 simultaneous connections on multiple devices. This means you could watch UFC live on one device, continue streaming on another, and still have 8 secure connections to spare.
Okay.
Okay? That means sharing of your... Okay?
I
It's
like to
simple with the IP Vanish app. It's available, user-friendly software for all your devices, Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, and Fire TV. And with IP Vanish Network, you can travel the globe virtually. Their VPN coverage spans 1,300-plus servers and 75-plus locations, affording you access to a truly worldwide web.
Wow.
So many online threats lurking, you can't afford to leave your data exposed. But you shouldn't be forced to
AJ don't want that.
prioritize. You shouldn't be forced to prioritize security over speed. Thankfully, IP Vanish delivers the best of both worlds. Surf without a trace.
Wow, that's amazing commercial, Dave. You
Protect
do it so
yourself.
well.
I'm not done. Protect yourself and use the solution we use, IP Vanish. Now, here's the important part.
Tell
okay?
me, I'm trying to figure this out.
Here's the meat of this whole thing, okay? If you sign up for a subscription that includes a 7-day money-back guarantee using our link, the Ringside Report Network will receive a small commission and help us produce more content. You understand?
So you're saying that we're making money out of this?
That's right. It's a
Make sure,
sponsorship.
guys,
That's how
go
it
on
works.
right now and register.
So you go and sign up. So you open a browser window, you keep watching this show, and you go to vpn.ringsidereport.net and you sign up today. Very simple. You go there right now. You open another window, open a little tab. You go to vpn.ringsidereport.net. It's just like
What's that again?
It's just like ringsidereport.net, but you got VPN in front of it.
VPN.
VPN.
Okay.
Victor Peter North ringsidereport.net. vpn.ringsidereport.net to sign up today. Remember to use this link to let IP Vanish know that we sent you.
You should have put that on the vpn.ringsidereport.
Don't worry about it. It's all there.
Is it?
So go to vpn.ringsidereport.net.
Well, you sold me, Dave. I don't know. That was awesome. I feel
IP
secure.
Vanish.
I honestly, right now, my phone feels secure. I feel secure. Freddie feels secure. VPN Vanish. Oh, no, IP Vanish.
IP Vanish.
IP Vanish. Awesome.
VPN. Do you know what a VPN is?
It sounds like a viral disease, but I'm not too sure.
Fred knows what a VPN is.
Virtual private network.
You use
What?
a VPN?
Freddie.
Fred, you use a VPN?
Well, I'm not really ashamed of what I do on the internet, so I don't see the need to use
AJ
it.
needs
Okay.
this IP
Okay.
Vanish.
But now you're going to use
But-
IP Vanish.
but-
now you're
but-
going to sign up.
Yeah.
It seems like a good service. We're all going to sign up to IP
Like,
Vanish.
I own
You
up to
should too.
everything I do on the internet, so whatever
That's right.
it is.
But you probably shouldn't, Fred. You should probably conceal your identity a little bit more on the internet.
I'll tell you
for
who needs
safety
this.
purposes.
You know what?
Not for shame.
Dave, I'll tell you who needs this kind of stuff.
You.
John Jones needs it. AJ needs it. Johnny North needs it. Like, we know we need it.
VPN.ringsidereport.net.
Remember that. And by the way, they should make a commercial with us on it. IP Vanish.
We just did.
Well, no, I mean, like, really in there. Like, you know, like animated security and all that kind of stuff.
Bit of a lengthy read, that.
That was awesome. That was a really good. You sold me, Dave.
Thank you.
You saw good
I
radio.
told
voice.
Dave last week he reads good.
He does.
Because I
Like
couldn't do
Dr.
that.
Seuss.
Like,
That was awesome.
Like Dr. Seuss. Cool.
Green eggs and ham.
Ah, Sam I am. Okay. So, AJ.
That was awesome. 2 commercials. Great stuff.
There you go. See, things change while you're gone,
I'm
AJ.
telling you, man.
Where have you been?
IP Vanish.
You've been vanishing.
Let me vanish. You see me?
All right, you want to get back to the show?
Oh, I thought we were still on.
Well, what?
Oh, yeah, it's true. Let's get back on.
You really, you're out of
We're
out of it.
No, we're still in the TSN 690 stuff.
No, we're not yet in the
No?
TSN 690 stuff. That's why we're coming back to talk about
Oh.
MMA. We're in a radio commercial break right now. This is a commercial break for the radio. So if you listen to this show regularly on the radio, you don't get this part. When we go to commercial, we do little commercials. AJ says things. We reveal a little bit more details on, you know, the whereabouts of where AJ has been, if you know what I mean.
Hashtag rehab.
Hashtag no sleep.
18 to life.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Ah.
Hashtag join the club, AJ.
Sweet!
Hey, you know what my favorite Adam Sandler movie is?
What?
Big Daddy.
That was a good movie, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, guess what I found out
yours
today?
is Little Nicky because of your boy
I love
Keitel.
Little Nicky. That was like one of the best movies ever. Little Nicky. 5 out of 5 stars.
Good
By the way,
fatherhood.
listen to
Good
this.
fatherhood movies.
I was listening to Ellen today, and Eddie Murphy came on. Eddie Murphy looks awesome. He hasn't changed. The guy's awesome. Guess what? Second best movie ever. I called my mom. My mom was like flipping out after I told her this. I said, "You're not going to believe this. Put on Ellen. Eddie Murphy's there. Coming to America 2.
Yeah, of course.
What?
I'm
I
happy.
don't like
that
Eddie
was
Murphy.
the best movie ever.
He impregnated Scary Spice and then denied that he was the father of her baby. That's not
What are you
cool.
talking about?
Which one is
What
Scary
you talking
Spice?
about, Willis?
She's the she's
Scary Spice
she's
from the Spice
no,
Girls.
She's the dark skinned one.
There's only
They're all
like-
white girls,
yeah.
and she's the non-white girl.
What?
Mel B?
That's got to be like an
I don't know.
Inquirer thing. That can't be.
No, that
real.
happened. That's facts. He
what?
impregnated her and then denied that it was his child.
He has like 10 kids.
He wanted to be her lover.
Yeah, what?
He wanted to be her lover.
Yeah, I don't know. He's with her
So
for a while.
So you're telling me that he has a kid
It's one
with
of their
Spice Girl?
songs.
Yes.
Scary Spice?
Yes.
So it's what? Scary Murphy?
Yes.
All right. What do you know? You
Hey,
learn,
Jay.
You always learn new things here on
Was
the
that on the
radio?
radio or was
No.
boo.
Scary
All right.
Murphy. Oh, that's just for YouTube. That's what the YouTube audience gets and the podcast audience. You guys, you get the exclusive stuff. You get Scary Murphy, gems like that.
Hashtag
What?
Viagra works.
Is that how you
Well,
did
he's
it?
58 years old, man.
You needed Viagra?
And how
Why don't we
how
use a
old
Viagra
are you?
commercial?
So you're saying he's 8 years older than you, so
Yeah.
he needs Viagra?
You guys. I'm telling you.
AJ, do you need Viagra?
Hey, you know what? We should do a Viagra commercial.
Well, I'm trying to get a.
I'm sure a lot of MMA
I
guys
want
are
one
using
of,
it.
A lot of podcasts have this Blue Chew.
What?
It's like some chewable Viagra. I'm trying to get a sponsorship for that.
Where do you get that?
I'll do it.
Yeah, because I know AJ needs that kind of stuff, so I'm trying to hook you up, you know? Trying to keep your life happy going forward.
Proper 12.
Just looking for... Anyways.
If
Can we
it
keep-
pays, I'll sell it.
Let's
But
get
is
back
that for real or are you joking?
I mean, I'm half joking.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
We are working on a pretty big...
All right.
We are working on a pretty big sponsorship that we'll get. I'll tell you guys off the air.
Let's get back to the show, man.
Thank you.
Burger King.
3, 2.
All right, welcome back. It's Ringside Report. I'm Dave Simon. Fred Garcia is here. AJ DeLesio is here.
Scary Murphy.
Big AJ is back. Hashtag Scary Murphy. If you want to know what we're talking about, you got to watch the commercial breaks. You can watch us during our commercial breaks by going to the YouTube channel, like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, click the bell when you subscribe so you get the notifications enabled. You go to youtube.com/ringsidereport.net with the .net spelled out DOTNET. More info for the YouTube channel is on our official website at ringsidereport.net. We had quite a discussion during the commercial break that you can watch or listen to on the podcast version exclusively at ringsidereport.net.
X-rated.
Sometimes it gets a little X-rated. And we did reveal a little bit more
Was
about why AJ hasn't been on the show for the past couple weeks. Like, you get more hints and you get more info if you watch during the commercial breaks, too. We really revealed everything.
I don't think it worked.
I think it did. You don't think it worked? You don't think we revealed it there? You don't think we spelled it out clearly enough for people? We're being too subtle? Okay.
I don't know.
It's fine. So, UFC Washington DC, Alistair Overeem taking on Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Who's Jairzinho Rozenstruik, AJ?
I'm going to tell you, this guy is, right off the bat, he's 3-0 in the UFC. He's a knockout artist. This guy here, today I watched the media day, the interviews with all the fighters, and I really like this guy. For some reason, he's becoming my new favorite heavyweight. Like, the way he did the interview, he was awesome. I'm telling you, the guy was awesome. I really liked everything about him.
So he's the future of the division?
I'm telling you, this guy here is not worried about anyone. He's ready to take on everybody, and he has a great character. He's great marketability. The guy is amazing. Jairzinho is the man. But he's facing Overeem. What it comes down to is this. Overeem, amazing fighter. He has a lot of respect for him. In fact, he was saying that he plays Overeem on his PlayStation. That's how cool this Jairzinho guy is. It's awesome.
What does that mean?
He plays UFC PlayStation, and he takes the character of Overeem.
So?
A lot of respect for him and everything.
Yeah.
The difference is this, is that this guy is a rising contender. He's young, he's strong, and he has a lot to prove. He came in on last-minute notice, in a sense, and he's going to give Overeem, I think, a hard time. This is going to be a fight for people to realize who Jairzinho is.
Well, the odds makers have it as even, -110 on either side. Jairzinho is undefeated in his MMA career, 9-0. He was a kickboxer before that with a 76-8 record, which is kind of crazy, man. 76 wins, 8 losses. That's a solid record. Alistair Overeem is now 39 years of age. He's been around the game for a very long time, nearly 20 years fighting as a professional. Over 20.
He's 45 and 17. It's
just
been a
over
long
20
career.
years now. He made his MMA debut in 1999 in his native Netherlands, and Overeem now coming off a couple of wins in the UFC over some good guys. Beat Sergey Pavlovich and then Alexei Oleinik.
I read today
recently.
I read quotes today from him basically saying that he's looking for a title shot. And look, if he wins this fight, maybe like he's a big enough name where he's going to be in the discussion for a title shot. I'm not sure where he stands into the standing right now.
I'm not sure where the UFC heavyweight title stands right
now.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
because
where's Stipe at?
Stipe right now seems to still be.
He had an injury, like some sort of eye injury.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
from the Cormier fight. So,
but is he gonna fight Daniel Cormier? Because there was talk that was definitely the fight that was gonna happen. It's 1-1 in the series. You kind of want to see them fight a third time.
Hopefully it gets done, and it gets done soon.
There was talk that Stipe was like, no, I don't want to fight DC. He didn't want to give me a rematch, so I'm not going to give him a rematch. He's the guy who poked me in my eye anyways. He's the reason why I'm hurt. So
maybe
I don't think
he wants more money.
Yeah, maybe the UFC's not paying up, whatever it is. But last I heard, Stipe was hurt and also not really willing to fight Daniel Cormier, and he's the heavyweight champion of the world. So what's the story even with the heavyweight championship? Like, to me, I don't even want to talk about number one contenders until we figure out what the champion's doing.
Well,
like, who's the champion fighting next right now?
Overeem would like the situation to get resolved because he was saying that he still feels that his career needs a UFC title. So Overeem's taking this fight seriously. If he beats this young guy, I'm not sure how old is Rozenstruik.
He's 31.
So, well, he's undefeated. So basically, he's a newcomer in the UFC where he's undefeated, winning all his fights. It would be a big win for Overeem. But like you say, with Stipe being inactive, unfortunately, Overeem, he's still a little bit far from a title shot.
And even if Stipe comes back and he doesn't want to fight DC and he'll fight Overeem, do we want to see that?
Well, look, they fought before in 2016.
And Stipe destroyed him.
Yeah, that's a 2016 Overeem. It's 2019.
Yeah,
3 years
look,
later,
I think it's a
3
dream.
3 years later, I don't think he's better. I think he's probably worse 3 years later.
You know
I would agree. I think it's a dream for Overeem, but hey, those are his words. I'm just repeating his words. I think, unfortunately, Overeem is on the tail end of his career, and I'm going to go with Jairzinho. I'm going with the young guy to win tomorrow. And I'm happy. I want to see some new blood in the heavyweight. We were happy when Ngannou came in. It was like, oh, finally a new guy. Give me some new guys that are undefeated, that come with a little like hype. I'm down.
Look, Jairzinho is the man right now.
He knocked out Arlovski.
In the first round, so that was
get
just
rid of
like
another old guy.
That's it. UFC 244. So he's just stepping in there again. He's fresh. 29 seconds. Arlovski went down like.
Overeem ain't Arlovski. Overeem is not Arlovski. Arlovski is a guy.
Overeem could get knocked out from.
Yeah, but Overeem is a much better striker. Overeem is way better at staying out of danger.
He is, but his jaw is proving that it's not where it used to be. This is not the same Overeem that fought Lesnar. It's not the same Overeem in Pride.
I'm going with the Brazilian. I'm going.
He's not Brazilian.
No, he's not.
He's from Suriname.
Whatever.
Where is that?
Same difference.
Somewhere in Africa. But
it's not.
South America.
South America.
Is it?
So how come? I knew I was going to do a geography test with you on the show.
I know, but
I was like, "Where's Suriname? Somewhere in Africa."
I don't know.
Nope, South America.
Well, you know what? He was saying like
it borders Brazil.
Well, he has like
it is north of Brazil.
He has today at the.
Okay, but be honest, Dave. How long have you known this?
I googled it today.
Okay.
Wow, AJ, that's not cool. But listen,
what?
Listen, today at the media
You're talking
day.
to yourself?
Listen, at the media day today, he was talking about like his culture. He comes from like this place, I guess, obviously down in South America. And
guess?
Yeah, he walks around with
does
this
he
crystal
speak
on his
Portuguese
necklace.
or Spanish?
I don't know. He used this word called Ali Condi.
Too many questions.
Do you know what that means?
No.
You know what Ali Condi means? You guys don't listen to Media Day with the fighters. You really get to know the fighters really well. So let me tell you, what it means is, I don't really know, to be honest, but it really...
What? All that build-up you still don't know?
No, he said something about, like, he comes from this tribe of 13 different tribes in his area, and they're all as one. So Ali Condi means all as one. But... he was such a great speaker. He was awesome, and I really
You're in
want to
love
see
with this guy.
I really like this guy, man.
He's like my Magomed Sakalayev. Remember that guy?
I just want new
Dagestan
blood.
guy that I said was the future. Were you here when I said
but
that?
That was a
AJ?
light heavyweight.
No, was he a light heavyweight?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that guy was the best. Where's that guy? I forget his last name. I'll find him again. He was tremendous.
Look, new blood. Like, I love Overeem. He's a legend. Future. I don't know if he's gonna make UFC Hall of Famer, but if MMA had a Hall of
should be.
Well, if MMA had a Hall of Fame, he would definitely be a Hall of Famer. But hey, like I don't believe in Overeem. I don't believe in the comeback for him to be like a top contender. And I'd like to see some new guy, get a little like the rub from beating Overeem.
Magomed Ankalaev is my guy. He's
Can't believe you could say that.
27 years old from Dagestan, Russia. He's my guy to take over some light heavyweight division in a couple years. All right, don't forget about Magomed Ankalaev. I did, but now I remember. Okay?
Hey, listen.
But I'm going to also don't forget about Alistair Overeem. I'm taking him to win. I think he is a better technical striker than Jairzinho. I think he's more skilled. I think he's got more tricks. And I think he's more experienced. He's just a higher level than Jairzinho. Not to say with those 4-ounce gloves, Jairzinho couldn't clip him and knock him out. And that's why I think it's kind of a pick 'em in this fight, because Jairzinho is unknown. We don't know too much about this guy. He beat Arlovsky, yes, but Overeem is a different beast. I think Overeem is a higher level than Arlovsky at this point, and we'll see what Jairzinho is able to do. But I don't think he's going to be able to catch Overeem. I think Overeem's going to win.
Look, just not to jump away from this fight, in a sense, let's not forget that Walt Harris was supposed to be fighting Overeem.
Yeah.
That would have been like really a great fight for Walt Harris. Obviously, Walt Harris is not able to fight. I mean, there's a lot of family issues. His daughter,
his stepdaughter was murdered. Yeah.
So and that's another thing. Jairzinho was like really like sympathetic and really giving a lot of support to Walt Harris in the
the whole MMA community.
Yeah, the whole community.
Unfortunately,
is
it's a very sad.
And like
story.
I respect to Walt Harris from Ringside Report, and you know it's terrible. And you know what, we'll see what goes on with Walt Harris.
Hopefully he comes
for sure.
back,
And it kind of does. Like I didn't want to talk about that too much. I want to kind of focus on the fight. It does put a really sad cloud over this event, though, knowing that the main event was supposed to be Overeem versus Walt Harris, but Walt Harris isn't fighting because he suffered this terrible family tragedy. It's a very sad thing. But I got Overeem, and you guys have Jairzinho.
Yep.
How about the co-main event? Marina Rodriguez taking on Cynthia Calvillo. It is a women's strawweight fight. I'm familiar with Cynthia Calvillo. I don't really know Marina Rodriguez too much. She's coming off a win over Tisha Torres.
She's 2-0.
She's undefeated, 12-0 as an MMA fighter.
She got Brazil. A majority draw against Randa Marcos.
Yeah.
I did a little looking up on their background, their recent fights. I had some free time, and I'm like, let's get ready for this show. And they
preparation.
Yeah, it's
Number
rare.
One.
Very rare. But I'll tell you, it's an interesting fight. Both girls seem to be like prospect. They're both 32.
Yep.
So, but on the female side, you'll see that the divisions are more recent. So the girls, they start later. They both started around 2015, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an interesting fight between two girls who've had a success in the UFC and before the UFC. So I'm down for that. The divisions, they need new stars, and whoever's going to win this is definitely going to be a contender at strawweight. So
yeah, the champion right now at 115 pounds is, of course, Zhang Wei Li, and she is going to be fighting Joanna Jędrzejczyk next. So that's going to be great. That's the next big title fight.
So what is that?
You got you're pointing to your jacket, AJ. I don't really know why.
This is my made in China Chinese kung fu jacket.
It's a kung fu
jacket. I thought it was like
a
poppy
jacket.
or
cool.
No, it is a poppy. It's
got like swords and some
Jiao
Chinese letters and a flower.
Well, it's like, because I watched the Ip Man this week and it was awesome.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know the Ip Man?
Okay. Here's a fight that I am familiar with. I like these guys. Ooh. Ben Rothwell and Stefan Struve. Yes.
Giants.
Woo. Give me that fight. Man, where have these guys been? Ben Rothwell hasn't fought since July when he lost a decision to Arlovsky. He's actually lost 3 in a row.
Yep.
His last win was against Josh Barnett way back in 2016. Barnett is actually going to be fighting, next week? Or in a couple weeks. He's fighting in Bellator now
December
against
29th,
Ronnie Marks. No, the 20th there. Bellator 235. Josh Barnett is going to be fighting, which is always cool. I like Barnett. I also like Ben Rothwell, one of these old school heavyweights. Been fighting since 2001. He made his UFC debut way back in 2009.
When was it? I just had a...
Talk about a rough debut. It was Cain Velasquez. Here's your first fight in the UFC. Cain Velasquez. Enjoy that.
Yeah, well, he was already a veteran at that point.
Yeah, he'd been fighting for like 8 years.
Yeah, exactly. And he fought in other big promotions. But when was the last Stefan Struve fight? Because didn't he take his retirement?
Yeah, he did. He retired at one point.
Less than a year ago.
Yeah, he retired. Oh. Was that in February he
retired? Yeah, he retired, I think, a few times. He was talking about it today. Because
he retired in the cage after his last win, I remember.
Yeah, he put
like
the
it was in
down.
Czech Republic. Yeah, exactly.
But now he's back.
I guess it didn't last.
Well, Gustafsson apparently retired, but now he's coming back. Like, retirements when guys still have a lot of years to fight, like Struve is 30.
Could not go any further than his mid-30s, late 30s, because he was talking about his heart condition. He was born with a heart defect. But his doctors gave him the okay. He's able to fight, but he knows that he can't continue going at that pace as he gets older. So I got to give it to Struve, but he's fighting Ben Rothwell, who's
Who you beast.
Picking? You know what? Look, it's going to be hard to knock out Struve because of like being 7 feet tall and whatever. But Ben Rothwell has like, he's had a rough ride years. He's an awesome guy. I really like his character and style. But I think Ben Rothwell is going to win this, and I think it's going to be a knockout.
So I'm going to go with Struve. Rothwell hasn't been doing good recently. Like, he fought twice in 2019, but other than that, he hasn't been active. I'll go with Stefan Struve.
But
look, it's a tight fight. It could go either way, but as a fan, I'll pick Stefan Struve.
I'm going with Ben Rothwell. I think Rothwell wins this fight. I think he's got heavier hands. He's a dangerous guy. Struve is dangerous, too. Like, this is a great fight. I really like this fight. Right now, Struve is a slight underdog, plus 120. Rothwell, Big Ben, minus 140, the favorite. Some other fights I like on this card. You got Aspen Ladd fighting. She's got a lot of hype behind her.
Against Yana.
She'll be taking on Yana Kunitskaya.
I like her.
Aspen Ladd, just 24 years of age. She was undefeated until she met Jermaine Durandamy in her last fight. As far as Kunitskaya, she's got a couple losses to her record, including a loss to Cyborg. But
that was her debut. It's so tough to come up against like the most dangerous female fighter out there, and it's Cyborg. So
she's won 2 in a row since then. This is a fight at 135 pounds. So
who are you giving it to?
That's a good one. I don't know. That's a tough one. It's a tough one to call. I'd go with Aspen Ladd. She is the favorite. I think she'd win.
I'm going the other way on this.
All right. Of course, AJ, one of your favorite fighters, Song Yadong.
Song Yadong.
Great Korean fighter, Song Yadong.
Knockout artist.
Taking on Cody Stamann. That's a good fight. Rob Font taking on my boy, Ricky Simon.
Ricky.
Oh, no, wait. He's Ricky Simone because he lost his last fight. I disowned him. I kicked him out of the family. Ricky Simone. Back to Ricky Simone. Thiago Alves, former title contender. He's on the prelims. Still fighting.
Tim Means also.
He's fighting Tim Means, the dirty bird, Tim Means. Thiago's only 36.
Wow.
But he's been fighting for a very long time. Fought GSP for the title back in the day.
I was there.
Yeah.
Were you?
UFC 100.
There you go. So, Thiago Alves on this card. That's always fun. Matt Wyman on the early prelims. This one going down Saturday night in Washington, D.C., but we know what the big fight is Saturday night, right?
Joshua Ruiz.
No, Tito Ortiz and Alberto Del Rio. What are you talking about?
Tito!
No. The pride of Mexico right now is
Tito Ortiz.
Anthony Ruiz.
Alberto Del Rio.
Anthony Ruiz.
Who?
Ruiz,
Anthony
man.
Ruiz.
Who's that?
The boxer.
The champion. The boxing champion, heavyweight boxing champion.
Is he the tubby guy who knocked out that other guy?
Yeah.
Are they fighting again?
Yeah, yep. And he's going to beat him again.
You think so?
Who are these guys? Who's he? Anthony Joshua?
Yeah.
AJ.
And who?
Anthony Ruiz.
Oh, double Anthony's?
Is it Anthony? I'm not even sure. It's Ruiz versus Joshua.
Look, Ruiz, He doesn't look the part, but he had like really good power behind him. Andy Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua.
That's the fight I want to watch.
I think Joshua wasn't prepared for the first fight, Fred. Like, I saw that fight.
No, he got dominated.
He got dominated, but he didn't prepare himself for this fight. He didn't take it as serious as he should. I think it's going to be a different fight. I like Ruiz. I like his style. He's got a lot of power behind his punches. But Joshua is going to come back and be who he is. Joshua.
Joshua was a fake champion.
No, come on. No.
I want to see Ruiz win and then go for like Tyson Fury or
Tyson Fury
or
Tyson
Deontay Wilder.
Deontay would be a good fight, but Tyson doesn't know if he's going
to
be in WWE
face Deontay.
or MMA or whatever.
They're going to face each other, I'm pretty sure, in February or something.
Well, that'll
Wilder
be a good fight.
versus Fury.
Yeah, Wilder and Fury. Aren't they fighting in like Saudi Arabia or something?
Yeah, in February. They're both going to get a boatload of money.
Yeah.
Big time. Cha-ching.
So the odds right now have Joshua as the favorite, minus 310, Ruiz plus 240, the underdog, even though Ruiz won the first fight.
I'm going with him again.
Sense.
I'm going to go with Ruiz, too. I like that guy.
Anthony Joshua's coming back to redeem himself.
And I'm going to go with Tito Ortiz. I think he'll probably beat Alberto Del Rio on Saturday.
I'm pretty sure that'll be the case. I mean, Tito looks good. I saw him in an
That's
interview
the fight
today.
I want to see more than anything, though.
Where can we see
wrong?
that fight? That's going to be on...
Combate Americas. I have no idea.
And I just want to go back.
I think it's on pay-per-view.
And I just want to go back. Like, Mexico has a huge heritage in boxing. The first heavyweight.
And MMA.
And wrestling, pro wrestling. Alberto Del Rio. His father, the legendary Dos Caras. He's Dos Caras Jr. Mexico. Lucha Libre.
Nacho Libre.
Andy Ruiz.
Alberto Del Rio. Dos Caras Jr.
Velasquez. Diaz. How many more, man? Mexico has, like, great in everything.
Mysterio.
Boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu.
Mysterio. Guerrero.
It's amazing.
The list goes on. El Dandy.
Roberto Duran.
Hector Garza.
Roberto Duran, man. Now we're talking.
La Parca. Psychosis.
Okay, you win with La Parca.
Yeah, La Parca. La Parca wins all. The greatest Mexican export of all time. The chairman of WCW. Everybody loves La Parca, right?
Of course.
Come on. AJ?
AJ, do you know who La Parca?
You know about La Parca?
I know
I plan on being La Parca for Halloween next year, and then every year after that.
What does he look like? Let me see a picture.
He's got like a skeleton
He
suit.
walks with a chair.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm going to be La Parca. And then
Sounds
it'd be
like my
great because I
grandmother.
walk with a chair, I can sit down.
But can
while
you
I'm
do the
trick-or-treating.
moves?
Of course.
Yeah, a little practice.
I'll practice.
I got to see this guy now.
La Parca is the best, greatest Mexican ever. The greatest Mexican in the history of Mexico. All right, La Parca. Him or Super Crazy?
Better than Velasquez? Come on, man.
Super Crazy was pretty good, man. You ever see him jump off a balcony? He was super crazy.
How's Cain Velasquez doing in
He's hurt.
Luta? He's hurt again?
Yeah, his knees all but he wrestled one match against Brock Lesnar and he tapped out. He got Kimura'd in like a minute and a half and he tapped to Brock Lesnar with a Kimura. Talk about a jabroni move. And then he had to go out for knee surgery. He's not going to come back for like a year.
Look, that's what kept him out of MMA.
Cain Velasquez is a pure jabroni.
Hey, what are you talking about? Blasphemy.
Brock Lesnar beat him in a minute and a half. I mean,
it's Brock Lesnar, man.
Oh, come on. Seth Rollins beat Brock Lesnar twice. If Cain Velasquez can't beat him and Seth Rollins can, Cain Velasquez is jabroni number one.
Like, out of all the wins Brock Lesnar had, that Cain Velasquez is amongst the quickest, probably.
Oh, very quick. Yeah, very quick.
Yeah, Cain, come on, man.
Yeah, like Brock Lesnar wrestled Rey Mysterio at the Survivor Series, and Rey lasted longer than Cain did.
And he weighs half of Cain.
Yeah, Rey is tiny. Take that,
Yeah,
Cain Velasquez.
It's pretty embarrassing.
Treating wrestling like it's
what's
real.
happening with Ronda Rousey in wrestling? I don't
She's
hear
not
it.
wrestling.
Is it done completely?
She lost at WrestleMania earlier this year, and she hasn't wrestled since.
Do you think she'll come back to the UFC? Do you really think so?
No.
I guess that says it all.
She wants to have a kid at some point, and I think that's going to take up a lot of time.
I miss
As
Ronda.
you might
I miss
understand,
Ronda.
AJ, you might know, children take a lot of your time.
Tell you what, I was watching some Ronda judo throws this week on YouTube. Incredible.
She
She's
should
awesome.
fight Gina Carano now.
Gina was awesome.
Like, there was talk, Gina Carano said she was offered a fight from the UFC, and then she didn't like the way Dana went out and talked about it, and
She's in the
they
new
were
Star
trying
Wars
to rush
thing.
her. She's in some sort of thing. But I think Gina and Ronda now makes sense. Gina and Ronda back then, when Ronda was on a tear, Ronda would have smashed her. Now, yeah, it's kind of like a good winnable fight for Ronda.
Yeah,
It'll
but
bring Ronda
it's
out
not
of retirement.
for Gina.
Yeah, but so what? It's a big fight for Gina. It's the biggest fight she could possibly have.
She makes money from the movies.
They
She's
can
still
make big
making
money.
movies?
They can make a Ronda Rousey return fight, Fred. That would be massive.
Yeah, but
And for Gina Carano to be the opponent in the Ronda Rousey return fight, that's big
Yeah,
money.
that's big money. That would make
Big
huge
money.
money for sure.
Maybe,
if
but
Dana
look,
White is listening, I know he listens.
it could
to
be
our show.
big money for one
Think
fight,
about
but is it really the type of money that would make her like right now? She probably has a good gig for that Star Wars role she has on the new
What?
series. Yeah,
She does?
She's in the
What is she,
Mandal.
R2D2.
No, Mandalorian.
She's on the
she plays-
mandolin?
Yeah,
She's on the
Mandalorian.
mandolin. She plays the
Whatever. I don't
mandolin.
watch that Star Wars stuff.
But I'm just saying, like, let's be honest. The purses in MMA are not like so incredible that she's gonna come back. I
Well,
feel
Freddie,
For a
I
Ronda
don't know.
Rousey
to
Yeah,
get
I
beat
do it.
up.
As a pay-per-view
For a
percentage.
Ronda Rousey fight, that's big.
Listen,
That's
you
Like,
million.
how old is she
Listen.
right now? She hasn't fought in what 12 years?
No.
I mean, it's unlikely.
You're talking about Gina Carano?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's about 7-8 years.
at
I think
least.
Yeah.
Look,
Well, look,
some people know they're going to go in and get beat up, and they take the money
Look,
anyways.
BJ
because
Penn
it's a lot-
probably
Look
has
at
a more
CM Punk.
recent win than Gina Carano.
Sure, but look at CM Punk. Like, are you going to tell me that he didn't know in the gym that he was in for a beating
no,
when he went to the
listen,
UFC?
No, I thought
Do you
CM
think
Punk
he
did
thought
well.
he was going to win?
I thought, yeah, he thought he was going to win.
I don't understand, because, like, in the gym, what, you think people took it easy on him? Because obviously he wasn't up to snuff.
Oh, but he was fighting a guy that was 2-0, something like that. Like, he
Yeah.
probably thought he was fighting somebody that was at his level, and he realized that he's just not at that level.
I guess. I'm just saying, people take the money. I could see Gina taking the money.
Look, and you know what? That would be awesome. Imagine
She's 37. She doesn't need it.
at 37 for sure. She still has a lot of fight in her left. Look at these
If
girls
she's
are
gonna
fighting.
do it, it would be now. But
Look,
it's probably
Cavillo's
not.
fighting,
It's
she's
probably not gonna happen.
Hey, listen,
It's
anything
ridiculous
can happen.
talk. She hasn't
Anything
fought
can
in
happen
more
with
than
Dana.
10 years. 2009, her last fight.
Could you come up with a better opponent for Ronda's return fight, though, if Ronda was to return to the UFC?
Ronda's going to come back to the WWE.
That's right.
Come on, man. Let's
I
be
agree.
honest.
No, I agree with you. I don't think Ronda does come back to the UFC because there's nobody for her to fight.
No, she doesn't want to be back in MMA.
But who would she fight?
But she just doesn't want to. I'm not even like...
If she could win, if she could win against somebody that has a big name, I think she'd do it.
Okay, who wants to have that bet with me now? Because I'll take a bet right now. Ronda is not having another MMA fight.
Oh, Freddie.
She's not.
They said that about BJ Penn. They said that about everybody.
You might be right,
they said
Fred.
It about
He's
George.
not.
You might be
she's
right.
making a lot of money in other places. She
Yeah.
doesn't need to.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like it no more.
Yeah.
She might have never liked it. She was very good at it, but you could see like it was intense for her, and I don't think she wants that back in her life.
I'll double down. I don't think Brock Lesnar ever fights again either.
Probably.
What, in MMA? Or
Yeah, I
like-
think he's fully done in
Yeah, I
MMA.
can see that.
Well, I mean, I would.
I think Ronda and Brock are strictly
I mean-
WWE. Cain Velasquez might be done in
if
MMA too.
if you avenge your loss to Kane, you should probably retire.
Who, Brock?
Yeah.
He avenged it, so he should retire from pro wrestling. He's a WWE champion right now, Fred. Can you believe that? Can you believe it?
I can believe it. It's Brock Lesnar. Come on,
For
guys.
more on Brock Lesnar, you can listen and watch Wrestling Uncensored. Wrestling Uncensored right here on the YouTube channel. It'll be available, of course, Saturday morning on YouTube. You can listen to it every Saturday night on TSN 690. Like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. www.ringsidereport.net is the place to be to check out everything that we do. You want to download the podcast, you want to watch the show, you want to check out the YouTube channel, you go to www.ringsidereport.net. You could watch Dave and Johnny live. Johnny North and I are live every Friday at about 12:30. We did a WWE Starrcade preview last week, and this week we've got a lot coming up for the show. I'm not actually sure what we're going to talk about on Dave and Johnny Live, but you'll have to tune in to find out. Go to youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. Go to ringsidereport.net, the website. Watch Dave and Johnny Live, and follow Johnny North on Twitter and North Genesis.
Johnny's cool, man.
He's a good man.
Johnny's awesome.
And you can also follow AJ on Twitter and Instagram at Danny Bruck. Follow Fred at Freddy MMA. And you can follow me at Dave Simon MMA. Thank you to Marco for helping us out on the radio side. And a big thanks to you for listening and watching. Welcome back, AJ, congratulations. It's good to have you back. I'm
Harvey
not
Keitel.
saying what I'm congratulating you for, but congratulations. We love you.
Oh,
Welcome
you're
back.
so kind. You're so kind, guys.
Shut up.
Yeah, shut up. Hey,
Shut
listen,
up.
man.
Show's over.
Oh, man, I
All
right.
right.
wanted to say December 12th, but you didn't give me a chance.
What's December 12th?
The quintet fights I was trying to say from earlier. The
Okay.
submission wrestling.
For AJ and Fred, I'm Dave, and this has been Ringside
Report.
Report.
Report, Freddie.